Okay, guys, I only made a couple calls today. It was one of those days where, I mean, the market's just so slow. There was no financial news scheduled. Although I had a couple nice trades actually that didn't get out in time to make official. Hey, here's a trigger, here's a stop. But a lot of us did well on it, and I'll show you those in just a second. But QIHU, if you watched our strong stock on a pullback video we put out this weekend, this one met all the parameters, right? You've got this big move. You didn't have a gap. So I start watching it in that buy zone. It kind of meanders at the 5-8, the 5-minute candle, 8-period moving average, and I just couldn't find. See, by this point we're at lunchtime, and I don't like to take entries during lunchtime, so I just couldn't find a clean, low-risk entry. See how choppy it gets during lunchtime? So I didn't make a call on it until it looked like this. You had a bounce to 37, you had a pullback, choppiness during lunch, little fake outs and that sort of thing, back to 37, pullback, back to 37 again. So I called it at 37.07, 36, 88, 89 stop, something like that. And we get the pop there, and it moves up to almost 37.50. So fairly easy money on that. Certainly nothing to brag about. I would have rather had this whole move. But anyway, so that was a call in QIHU. I made a call earlier in AGO when it looked like this over the high of the day with a 12-cent stop because it had nice volume, it had room on the daily, and right when it triggered, what kept me out of it, although it was still a call for the room, was the SPY was dipping right when this triggered. I can't show it here, but the SPY took a dip down. It kept me out of it, but even if you took it, it was 12-cent stop, so it didn't last very long, and look what it did later. Now the beauty of it was it ran because of MBI. When MBI was about $10.60, maybe something like that, $10.70. It might have even been less. I don't know. I typed out MBI volume, so that kind of met our Tokyo parameters, and I ended up getting filled on this myself at 10.55. I mean, I just got a really good fill. So then it gets halted at 11.22. If you watched our Tokyo videos, this was just a grab it on the spike. Your worst case stop always goes below the volume candle, okay? So thanks to the alert, actually this one was by me, but usually it's by someone in the room on MBI, I was able to get in at 10.55. My worst case stop, see the volume there, 5-minute candles, is going to be at 10.40. So in other words, if this spikes and completely rolls over real quick, in other words, it would have been, hey, maybe it's good news, so we jump in. Nope, it wasn't good news, and it comes back down and you get back out. So you always have to have a line in the sand. And so I grabbed this again. I got filled at 10.55. Next thing I know, I'm literally out most before it got halted. Okay, had a couple hundred shares and then it got halted right here at 11.22. But then when it opened back up, it opened up here and just kept going. I ended up selling the rest of mine at right at 13.97. So I got $3.40 on my per share on my final sell on MBI. Just thanks to the scanners and watching for a volume pop in something. And a lot of people in chat made money, nice money on MBI. So congrats on that. And then also late in the day, I put out ALGN volume, and some guys, I know one of our guys, Big Al, made $300 something in a minute or two. And I also mentioned this. I mentioned this on volume. I think it was about 33.50 when I typed that out. I also mentioned it right here as another possible play using 2-minute candles over this green candle, which would have been 33.93, and it went up to 34.50. I think that is literally all I called and mentioned all day. Again, the SPY. Well, let me go to 5-minute candles here. Yeah, the gap up, as you can see on Friday. The SPY, takes out the early high, takes out the early low, comes back down to the low. Very choppy, low volume session. So I always err on the side of not calling anything if I can't find something with passion, and that's what I did. But still got a couple of those volume plays, so I had a very nice day myself. I am actually very optimistic about the rest of the week. We should have some financial news coming out. I haven't looked yet, but I'm sure we've got some scheduled financial news for the markets the rest of the week, and we'll have some earnings this week, and we should get some nice plays like we teach the rest of the week. This was just a very slow Monday, but thank goodness for the volume plays. All right. Anyway, I'll quit babbling, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.